Hi, I'm Kaye Hunter, and I'm here today with my colleague Sue Stronach, and we thought that we'd share a little bit about our journey of sort of being in lockdown and being in the office, and then as we stop living la vie in lockdown and come out of lockdown, how that's feeling for us as well, and some of the things that we think we need to be paying attention to as well. So just to give a little bit of background, Sue and I were redeployed at the start of the pandemic and have spent many months, actually working in the office together. So in terms of during lockdown, it was very, our routine was undisturbed. So we were coming into the office, we shared an office, and so in a sense, we had a second household out of our own households. It all felt very safe. It all felt it was okay. It was strange at times, but we've kind of been in the office together and it's felt very normal, and fortunately, and touch wood, we've continued to be healthy and we've not been affected by the virus. But actually over recent weeks, as the government message is changing, then actually what is happening is more people are coming into the office. And it was really thinking about, and sharing our experience of how it's been and what it feels like now, that we thought it might be helpful to share on a chat pod. We don't know if it resonates with anybody else, but, it is what it is. So I've got my lovely colleague Sue, and we've spoken many times over the last few weeks about how it feels. But what are your thoughts and feelings, Sue? What do you think and feel about things?
It's been very, very weird. It's been very much like a roller coaster, hasn't it? Sort of ups and downs. I know because we've spent so much time together, it's been really good to give each other that support and that boost when you're sort of going through that roller coaster. Redeployment was really weird because you didn't really understand what you was doing, and now we're sort of coming back into our existing team and trying to find your feet again, and I think motivation's really difficult for me. How are you finding that?
Yeah, the same. I think what we've shared, and I guess it's the best of teams working together, is a symbiosis. I know if I felt not motivated, slightly strange, that I've come into the office and you've galvanised into action and dragged me through that, and hopefully I've done the same for you as well. Do you know, I think we've said that.
Yeah. I think it's the hardest thing, because it's looking out. We're used to being quite a close-knit team in the office where all team members are in, and even though we've got Teams, which is great what we're using now, that in itself causes us issues, doesn't it? Because if we try to contact our people who are working from home and stuff like that, you get feedback. So hence why we're in two separate offices now trying to do this, and I think it's just emotionally challenging because we're all having different conversations with people, and a lot of what they're saying is how we're feeling. So it's really nice in one sense to know everyone's feeling the same.
Yeah, it is. I think you're right, Sue. It is nice to feel that everybody, that you hear and time again, aren't you, we're in the same boat together. But I guess we're not necessarily in the same boat because everybody's experience is different. But it is reassuring to know that a lot of people you talk to are experiencing same or similar emotions, and I guess it's part of the human condition. We're all thinking and feeling along similar lines. But I think for me, it's starting as we come out of the lockdown state, and more people are in the office. It is absolutely lovely to see people. I mean, I miss being able to hug people. That's really difficult. So I've really got to pay attention to that. In our office, we've got a small galley kitchen. So actually paying attention to how are people feeling who are coming out of lockdown and not been in the office. And I've really got to check myself.
Sorry, because especially we're sharing that with other teams as well. It's not just your own team, is it? And stuff like that, if you know what I mean. So it's just being aware of keeping your space, and we tend to use our own cups and stuff like that anyway, don't we? Sort of, that's something we've always done, but it's just respecting other people might have higher anxieties because they've not been in the office for so long. Yeah,
and I think that's that. As we position this, for us, it's been fairly normal, whatever that is, because we've coming out, we've been coming into the office, and we've been kind of used to that.
It's kept the routine, hasn't it, for us as well?
Yeah, and I can't imagine what people must feel like now coming back in and being people feeling wary of coming back in, and for me, being wary of them being in, and also them disturbing something of what's been quite a nice status quo. It's almost like pressing a reset button. Yes, it's our territory.
Yeah.
We can't be alone in feeling like that, can we?
No, I'm sure we're not. I know sort of when we when we've been on our social distant walks at lunchtime, there's the odd person you've bumped into, and they're sort of having their own anxieties, and I think it's very important that we just need to keep talking to each other and just checking, touching base, because I think it was so busy when you were redeployed and you just had to get on with it. Actually, it's now sort of just checking in with people and just picking up the phone or having a team. Just, are you okay? How are you feeling? Because I think just opening that conversation, which hopefully this chat pod will do, is that actually people are willing to listen and want to listen, and we just need to show that compassion to each other now, because we're all going through it together.
Yeah, and also reconnecting with people, because whilst we've been in the office, one of the things I've often said to other colleagues, to Alison and to Alex, I'm really sorry, because Sue and I have had a conversation, and with Lou and Kevin, it's like we've had a conversation, and then you think, oh gosh, I forgot to share that. So you're either oversharing everything that you don't need to because you're paying particular attention to it, or you haven't shared something and you've sent something out and you forgot to tell people. And there's something about not necessarily forgiving, but just pressing the reset button and coming back together. I know that there is the KISS survey, the Keep, Improve, Stop and Start, and I know us as a team, that's something that, well, I've certainly done it for me, but actually coming back together as a team and saying, right, okay, so of this, what bits are we going to keep and improve? But really, I think for me, the bit I know that I need to pay attention to is everybody's experience has been different, and as you've said, so I think you articulated really well, is just keeping talking and checking in with people and making sure that people are okay as they're coming back into the office, just being aware of people's spaces and where they are. And I guess for me too, as well, for other people coming into my space,
I think something for me, I think would be a really good opportune time to do is to look at the behaviours in practice again as a team, because it was done pre-lockdown, but actually a lot of things have changed, and possibly how we work moving forward has changed. So actually that might be a really good time for us just to pull that back in again as well, and just look at that, because like you say, everyone's got different anxieties, and we are a very proactive, responsive team, and I think it's just looking out for each other.
Yeah.
Just because we assume everybody's all right doesn't necessarily mean they are, does it?
No, that's a good call.
And to be fair, I'll be glad for more people to be back in the office, so I haven't got to put up with your jokes.
Well, you see, every cloud has a silver lining. So anyway, there's not much content here. It's just Sue and I sharing what are our thoughts. We hope that that's been helpful or useful, or that it resonates for other people, and maybe other people have other stories that they want to share, and perhaps use this platform to share their stories as well. So that's it from me, Kaye, and
thanks, Kaye, I really enjoyed it.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.